Good morning. It's actually Thanksgiving morning, so happy Thanksgiving. We have made our way across the mountain this morning. It's a nice, dreary, foggy day, so I stopped in at Trout Mountain, got myself some coffee. They were nice enough to be open on Thanksgiving morning, so definitely stop in, get yourself a hot cup of coffee, latte, whatever you prefer, before making your way up the mountain. So we made our way across the mountain. It got pretty chilly. It was like 35 at the very top, and it's 45 down here, I think. So I was afraid we might run into some snow and ice, but thankfully we didn't see any of that. Anyhow, so we made it across the mountain, and we're a big snowbird today. And they got quite a bit of rain over here. We got some on the Tellico, but they got a bit more, it looks like. On my way in, it was pretty muddy, but thankfully that was all coming out of Little Snowbird Creek. So this is pretty high and stained. So not like ideal conditions, but you know, not terrible. I'm just hoping that the fish that they stock for DH haven't been pushed all the way down to the lake. Hopefully there's still some up here. You might be wondering why I name dropped Big Snowbird, but in my last couple videos I've made sure not to name the creeks I'm fishing. The reason being, this is the delayed harvest stream. It's pretty well written about, pretty well known, so not a big secret. And on top of that, a lot of people are wondering where they can fish right now. We're a couple months past Hurricane Helene, but in North Carolina they haven't done a ton of stocking. But a couple weeks ago they did stock some of the delayed harvest streams, and Big Snowbird is one of them. So I just wanted to come up here and see how it was fishing and kind of get people a recap for whoever's interested in knowing what's going on up here. So we're gonna suit up and hopefully find some fish and have a good day here. So if you're curious, if you haven't heard about Big Snowbird before, it is in North Carolina. They do have a delayed harvest, just like on the Tellico, and so there should be some good fish in here. It's about an hour and 15-minute drive from Tellico. It's not a bad drive if you're looking for an alternative while the bridge is closed. So anyhow, we're gonna get suited up, get all our gear together, start working our way up the river, and see what we can find. Hopefully we get into some good fish. So we'll get fishing here soon. See y'all in a minute. All right, so I'm rigged up. I've got a mop, kind of a bright yellow chenille mop, and a small pink egg on top. Now I don't normally fish mops very often. They're not my favorite thing, but with this water being so stained, that's about the brightest thing I've got in my box. So the key today is just going to get them, is going to be getting the fish to see the fly. So that's really kind of where we're going to start. The water may clear up as the day goes on, hopefully. Oh, came off. That's a good sign. That was cast number 2. Well, there's a lot of leaves to contend with today for sure. Yep, we may have a hard time getting the fish to see these flies. There's so much leaf litter. All right, well, we missed a couple fish in the pocket water, which, as cold as it is in the mountains, I'd expect them to be in these deeper holes anyway, with the water temps dropping the way they are. So hopefully we can find some fish here. At least avoid the leaves long enough to find some fish. And the nice thing about how stained this water is I should be able to get pretty close to the fish without spooking them. So they could be sitting right in front of us here. About 48 and a half, 48 or so. So not great. That was a little delay, maybe 47. So not super cold. It's a little on the chilly side, but it shouldn't be enough to shut the fish down. They should still be feeding. We just gotta find some fish and get them to see the fly and all this extra flow and stain and leaves. That seems to be the hard part today. I'm hoping as the day goes on the stream will clear up a bit It should. There's not any more rain coming down, or any water, so as soon as this flushes out, it should be it for the day. So we should see it clear and hopefully improve. Wow, well, it's something. A little wild rainbow. Gosh, I'll take it. So we've missed a few fish. That's the first that I've landed. You got to start somewhere. I'm just glad there's something willing to eat. But we got one. We got one little bitty wild rainbow, which I appreciate that. As slow as it's been today. But it's it just shows you how crazy it could be. There's no guarantees. I mean, we stepped in the water and hooked one fish on the second cast and lost him. Probably about a 12-inch stalker or so. So I thought, oh, that's a good sign. They ought to be everywhere and they're feeding. But I've worked probably 300 or 400 yards of water and missed a few, but pretty slim, pretty few and far between. It's tough to tell that strike too with those leaves in the water. Keeps bumping the line, and you can kind of tell it's not a fish by the way it feels, but it's still, when you pick your flies up and you got leaves on both of them, you know you're not really getting a good drift and nothing's going to eat that. So it's proven pretty tough today. I'm going to keep working up. There's just a big section of fast water, so I thought I might as well walk back and just drive up and save myself the trouble. But we'll find some other pools. I would have thought they'd been in these pools and stacked up, but I'm not finding much of anything. So we're just gonna try another spot. I mean, Tellico delayed harvest can be similar, where, you know, certain times of year, especially if they haven't stocked for a couple weeks, you may not find fish, and long stretches you may find a fish here or two, but and then you find some fish just stacked up. So we may just need to find that one spot. But I'm gonna drive up and try to find that, so we'll be back in just a moment. Well, I just learned something new. Turns out for like the last 2 hours I wasn't even in the delayed harvest area, so that's how little I know about this creek. I was maybe a mile shy, so I mean, I would expect fish to have worked their way down, but as low as that water has been, maybe not. So I'm going to use that as my excuse for not catching anything down there, and I'm going to hope I don't make myself look like an idiot by not catching anything up here. So I'm maybe a mile or so into delayed harvest now. And I mean, water is really no better. It's still just as off color and just as many leaves, but maybe, just maybe, there's more fish up here. So we're gonna hop in here. It's really kind of hard to find softer areas like this to fish. So we'll start here and just kind of work up. And if we gotta move, we'll move. But maybe, just maybe, there's more fish here. At this point, I'm not even looking for numbers. I'm just looking for a few good fish. I feel like I'm getting a hit there. Maybe it's just current catching. There we go. Another wild fish, but it's something. It's something. It might be a brown. Nope, just a really colored up little rainbow. Real dark in this stained water. He's got some orange on his belly. Real yellow, that's why I thought he might have been a brown. Okay, well, not a stalker. But that's okay. I'm more than happy to catch wild fish too. It'd be great to find some of those bigger fish they put in here and put a bend in the rod, but day like today, I'm gonna just take whatever I can get. There's another one. Oh, there we go. That's a better fish. He's not too happy. All right, now we're talking. Finally found a little better fish. Not big, probably pretty standard. But it's at least good to know that hopefully I'm on the right track. We're just gonna chalk the first 2 hours up to a learning experience. But now I know. There we go. Sitting deep in that hole, couldn't even see him. Looks like we got a brown. And it's a stockfish. I don't know if there's many wild browns in here or not. Again, I'm not very familiar with this stream really at all. There you go. That's something. We're on to something. I'm glad we're finding fish now, but I kind of feel like an idiot for wasting my time. Better late than never, I suppose. There's another one. Boy, this day just turned around quick. Is that a brown? I'm gonna get the net because that might be a brown. That might be a wild brown. That is a wild brown. I didn't know if there were wild browns in here or not. That's cool. That's real cool. Check that out. Little wild guy. Stalked brown followed by a wild brown. Pretty awesome, huh? Nice. I guess sometimes when things aren't going your way, you just gotta move. Just make a move. Kind of a tight spot. There's fish down there. There should be fish in here, I would think. There we go. Another wild bow. I'm glad to see the wilds hitting so well today. You think with that front coming through and that temp change, a lot of times that shuts them down. That one ate the blowtorch. I did switch to a pink egg and a blowtorch on top. Got away from the mop. There we go. Foam is home, right? Right there up in that foam. Uh-oh. There we go. Looks like a stalker. Boy, I'm glad I'm catching fish. Some people say it's not about the fish, but if it wasn't about the fish, I'd be out bird watching or hiking. I want to catch fish. So here we are, out on a Thanksgiving day, catching fish. More or less got the whole river to myself. Saw a couple guys, saw one guy down below the delayed harvest area, which it looked to me like he was throwing bait. He was spin fishing. And I thought, man, that can't be right. I don't know the regulations. Like I said, I wasn't even sure I was in delayed harvest, which turns out I wasn't. That's a better fish. Another brown. I think that's a brookie. It's a brookie. We got a slam right here. brown, rainbow, and brookie. Now this isn't a wild brookie, so we can't claim a wild trout slam, but we did get the slam here, and he ate the egg that time. They love that pink egg, and I'm guessing it just really sticks out in this stained water. It probably just glows. Boy, they don't want to sit still. There we go, brookie. Not a bad one. That's a stockfish, but it's pretty cool to see them. We don't stock them in Tennessee, at least not in waters where native brookies inhabit tributaries or whatnot, but they'll stock them here in North Carolina. So that's a cool feature. If you come to North Carolina, you can find some pretty decent sized stock brookies, bigger than you'd find in the wild anyway. Just had to make sure I was recording there for a minute. Hold still, buddy. All right, let's get him back. Well, I think we found the spot. I'm so glad this day turned around. We've got maybe, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 10 fish. I'm not sure of the exact number. I'd have to look, watch the film, but 8 to 10 in the matter of like 30 minutes. Oh, there's another one. That's another brookie. He's colored up. He's real light. So we're into him now. Wasn't sure I was gonna have a video for y'all. There you go, skinny. He's on the skinny side, but he is all colored up. Surely there's some more fish in there, I would think. Let's find a bigger one. There's one. Another brookie. Nope, that might be a brown. No, it's a brookie. That one also ate the blowtorch. That might be the biggest brookie yet. They do not want to hold still at all. There you go. Nice one. For whatever reason, those brookies hit so subtle. This one's not fighting at all. Oh, he might be hooked on the side. Yeah, he's hooked in the gill plate. I missed him. I was saying they hit so subtle, it's hard to tell. There we go. They seem to be sitting mostly right in front of me here. I'm just letting it drift, giving it a little pop every once in a while. Especially if you see it hang up. Or pause, just give it a little tap. There's one. A rainbow. And because you'll get a little slack in that line, especially when you've got some boils and different currents like this. So give it a little pop every once in a while. We're just talking about moving it like an inch or so. And sometimes you'll feel that weight. I don't think I would have caught that fish if I hadn't tightened up on it and realized he was there. Good looking bow. Makes you wonder how many fish are in here. There we go. Come on up there. I think it's a brookie. Yep. Whoop, whoop. Ah, there he is. Get on out of here. He's kind of colored up. I wanted to show him off a little bit, but he had other plans. He was ready to go. It's cold out here. Get him back in the water. There we go. The guy was sitting up shallow. He's got some color on him. I mean, not to make this guy feel bad, but it doesn't beat the color of the wild fish or the native fish. But he's pretty. He's pretty. Don't want to hurt his feelings. He's a nice fish. Nice looking fish. Wild bow. They're so dark colored in that stained water. Really pretty. Alright, I can actually see a fish in there. Oh, leaves. I might have spooked them with that leaf flying overhead. I think he just moved up, honestly. See what we can get. Just chasing it. There we go. I wish y'all could see that. Probably can't with that water being that dark. That brookie chased it downstream. They're loving that pink egg today. I've noticed on cold days, or when there's been a front moving through and they're not super active, that pink egg will usually get their attention. There we go. Oh, that's a better fish. Is that a brookie? It's a bow. It's nice having a mixed bag too. You never know what you're going to be getting from one fish to the next. Pink egg again. Might be a repeat of that last hole. I bet they're stacked up in here. Oh, that's a better fish. Oh no. I watched him rise up to eat that. I think that was a brookie. Might have been the biggest fish yet. All right. That temp is dropping very fast. What's going on? Might be twisted up. I'm gonna tough it out for a little bit, but I'm not dressed for this. I've got a heavier jacket, but it's in the truck. And it's getting cold. That wind is cold, cold, cold. As long as we're catching fish, I'll tough it out. Move up and try to tuck up underneath that tree. There's one. There's one. Another brookie. Not even gonna handle him. Just gonna pop that egg loose. We've seen enough of these today. Come on. There we go. Almost stepped on a fish. I think there's a little brookie or maybe a wild rainbow right here. Oh, there he was. He's still there. I think it's a brookie. There he is. Oh yeah. Actually, that was not the same fish. That fish is still sitting there. This is a different one. Come on, guy. There we go. Pretty one. All right, see if we can get that other one. There might actually be a couple fish back there from the looks of it. There's one. There's one of them. And that's a rainbow. I think that's the one I saw. Now I'm not so sure if there's another fish or not. He's a stalker, but he's pretty. It's in good shape. Go on, go on. Ooh, let me back up a little bit. I didn't see that spot till I was right on top of him. But there's a fish in there. He just tried to eat it. Gonna eat it again or not. Hope I didn't spook him. Here he comes. There he is. Ooh, that's got to be a bow. Yep. Those bows can fight, I'll tell you. Got to give them credit. Oh. Almost lost my spray. I got to find a better home for that. Get up under this tree here. I know this pool is going to have a lot of fish, so I'm going to take my time. I really try to break it down. Ought to be a fish or two in there. Yep. Yep. Another bow. Shake these little guys off. There's another one. It's a good looking fish. Almost looks wild. Try this backside here. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, dude, come on. I don't want to go back downstream. I worked hard to get to this spot. There you go. They're all cookie cutter bows here so far. You'll see we haven't even really touched this pool yet. You definitely don't want to cherry pick and go to the best looking spot right away, especially in a hole like this. It's deep enough to hold fish all the way back here. A lot of times, especially in cooler temps, cooler conditions, a lot of fish will sit in the tail outs. So you really want to take your time and not just work to the best part of the run, but take your time and really work from back to front. Just look how many fish I picked up here, and I've barely stepped foot in this pool. That's a better bow. Yeah, that might be the best fish of the day so far. Not bad. Another healthy fish. Yeah, tailouts can be some of the most productive water, especially as it gets cold. They'll sit in that slower water, and they'll get whatever food is drifting through this pool ends up in the tail eventually. So oh, hadn't even sank all the way yet when he hit it. There he is. Oh, they are all over that egg. It's really probably my favorite cold weather fly for these stocked waters anyway. Dang, we are just in the zone right now. I have no idea how many fish I've hooked and caught. I'm gonna have to look back at the video. We are in the zone. So far, all rainbows. It'll be interesting to see if the species of fish changes as we get further into this pool. Oh, there's another one. Pulled it away from him. He might have gotten wise to it. Oh, we got a leaf on there. There's the problem. That's why we haven't caught anything in like 3 or 4 drifts. Yep, problem solved. Oh, I had to get that leaf off of there. Oh well. Looks like another small bow. There's a better fish. Surprised I haven't doubled up yet. Sometimes when you got that fly trailing behind, you'll get a second fish to chase and eat it. As aggressive as they are right now, you think that would happen. It may happen here. I actually hope it doesn't, because I've got 6X tippet on, and that's usually a disaster. You're gonna break off one, or if not both fish that way. Lose a couple flies. That might be a wild bow. The way he's fighting. Maybe another brown. It's another brown. I think. Another wild brown. Yep. Awesome. I didn't know there were wild browns in here. You never really hear anyone talking about it, so. It's another pretty little wild brown. Awesome. Love to see that. These fish are so fired up in here. Here I thought it was gonna be a slow day. All right, we're gonna keep moving up. Oh. I was letting those flies trail behind. And this brookie just came out of nowhere. Not a bad fish. All right. Moving right along. Now we're actually going to be overlapping and fishing some of the same water we just fished, but moving forward will help me get a little bit better drift. I can get a little bit deeper in the head of this, of the tail here, where I really wasn't getting flies down before. So I might be able to pick up a few more fish that I just did not get down to from way back there. I'm gonna let it drift on down past us here, because we're good and deep here. And I may just let it swing out. Maybe we'll pick up another fish on the swing. Go. Another wild brown. That's number 3. That's 3 wild browns today. I've never really heard much about browns in snowbird, so that's really cool. Uh-oh. There you go. Got a mess going on. All right, well, my blowtorch is completely thrashed. Egg is still in good shape. I'm gonna keep fishing it though. Oh, what do we have here? So another brookie. I was hoping it was a brown. I don't think they care if it's a fresh fly or not. They're just going nuts today. Long fish. Long fish, not a fat fish. Nose is starting to run. It's getting cold. Seem to be out of the wind here at least. Another brook. We have found them. We have found the spot. I'm not sure how they stock them here, if they just pull the truck up along the road or dump them off the bridges. I think there is a footbridge up there, but for whatever reason they're loaded up in this hole and it's not even anywhere near the road. They may backpack them in, who knows. Oh, there's a bump. Missed him. There's one very light bite there. There we go. Wild rainbow. So far it's been like all rainbows in that tail out except for that one brookie. And then all brookies up here except for this one bow. So maybe there's something to different species of trout preferring different parts of the pool. It's interesting. Oh, I was super late on that hook set. There we go. Another little wild fish. Another bow. Go. What are you? Are you a brown? Oh. Another rainbow. They don't seem to be as stacked in here as they were at the tail. Oh, actually more over in that current, it looks like. On the far side. There we go. That's a bow. Is anybody at home keeping track of how many I've caught? It's a lot, I can tell you that much. We have found them. I have no idea. Maybe a few dozen at this point. That far side seems to be the spot. School of rainbows stacked up over there. Arm's getting a little tired. May have a problem. We may actually run out of batteries. I've got one that for some reason doesn't seem to want to turn on, so it should be charged up. So I'm down to my last battery, at least for what I've got on me. I've got a few more in the truck. So we may have to walk back, grab a couple batteries. Wouldn't be the worst thing. Whoa, we could let this pool rest a little bit. What is going on? Oh, there he is. Oh, he got hooked on the top fin, that's why. He felt really weird. I'm guessing he grabbed that tag nymph and I was a little late on the hook set. There you go. Let him off. So we may have to make a trip back to the truck, which isn't a bad thing. We can let these fish rest a little bit. I can warm up a little bit. And we could probably move the truck up here because I am, I don't know, a little ways up from where I parked. I was about to say 2 drifts in a row and we didn't catch a fish. That's unheard of today on this hole. Come here, come here. Oh, did not feel that fish at all. Another bow on the egg. Oh, there we go. I haven't made any casts up above me yet. Another brown. I think that's a stalker. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. We caught a ton of fish out of that run. I'm sure I could stay and pick up a few more, but I want to see some more water. So I think there's another good pool up here. I'm gonna work my way up and hit that. I may just hit the road here. But yeah, there's a good looking pool up there too, so I'm gonna make my way up and hit that, and then I may call it a day. It's getting chilly and yeah, here's the road. It's getting chilly and I've got to get home and eat Thanksgiving dinner. I don't want to be late for that. So I've got a good thing going by getting a fish on Thanksgiving Day, so I don't want to ruin that. Little guys so far. Still eating that ratty old blowtorch. I doubt it'll show up on the GoPro, but it's torn up. It's pretty much just thread and that orange tag now. A little bit better fish. They're all right behind that little white water there. Another long brookie. Another one of those spots just stacked with fish. Whoa! Hammered it. I haven't even really gotten one of this backside yet. I've gotten a fish on almost every cast. Oh. Dang, I keep missing him. There he is. Every cast. Another brookie. Pretty good one. Oh, he's got some, oh, he has some colors on him. I was hoping I'd get him to the net. I kind of rushed him in that fast water though. And another wild brown. That's number 4 today. That's awesome. That's really good to see. If there's little wild browns, that means there's bigger wild browns somewhere. All right, we're done with this spot. There might be another fish or two in there, but I've kind of gotten bored with it. We're gonna move on up. I think this will probably be the last spot right here. Beautiful spots. I'm sure we're gonna hammer some fish in here. If it's anything like this last stretch, there's that pool I just fished, so we're not far from it. And I'm sure it's loaded, so we'll probably hit this and just call that a day. I did want to check this out though. Is that another brown? Oh, rainbow. I did want to check this little run out here though real quick. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a brookie or two sitting in there. Brookie just tend to like these kind of slack backwaters more than the other species, although that was a little rainbow. So that's not always the case. Oh, there he was. I'm hoping I can just kind of bounce and pop this. Ah, there he was again. I kind of use this egg like a streamer. Just get their attention. He's on it. There, he's got it. Another wild bow. Maybe there's not brookies in here. I thought there would have been. Oops, sorry guy. Dropped him on the rocks. I think he's okay. Here we go. That's a better fish. That's the brookie we were looking for. I'd like to know the stocking numbers and how many fish they put in here, because this is just insane. Wouldn't be surprised if I could spot some fish in here. It's really started to clear up. Yep, there's a, looks like a bow. He might have moved off. I think he saw me too. So they're not entirely dumb. Oh, there was one. I was looking at another fish. There's a bunch in there. I can see them. They may have gotten more pressure here. There we go. There's a campsite right here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got more pressure on these fish. Again, these fish are small enough, I'm just not going to even worry about netting them. It looks like there's a pretty decent fish sitting in front of this rock here. Oh, there we go. One fish took a swipe at it, and then this one ate it. A lot of cookie cutters. I'd say the average size fish is a little bigger on the Tellico, but they've got the numbers game for sure up here. Oh, fell off that rock. Here, he's got it. Watch him follow it downstream. There's one bigger fish sitting in front of this rock out in the middle that I've really is the one I want to catch. I might have to thin out some smaller fish before I get to him. I mean, he's not huge, but he's decent. We're gonna get another eat here. Oh, I missed him. Missed him again. There he is. All rainbows in this tail out again, or more or less. Had one follow it, but didn't have a very good drift. Another one. Is that a brook? That's a brook. I'm just gonna stand on this rock until I run out of fish to catch, I guess. That temp is really starting to drop. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the 30s. I'm starting to feel it. I thought I was feeling it before. I'm really feeling it now. I'm gonna quickly work my way through here. See if I can't find some bigger fish. And then I'm probably done. Oh, my reactions are getting slow. Too cold. Oh, I pulled it away from him. And another one. Now here. Another bow. Release. This fish sitting in front of this rock here. Little wild one. Nice little wild bow. Oh, he's a little stockfish. It's pretty. Had a couple guys just roll up and kind of sort of high-hold me. I don't think they saw me there. And they left. I was gonna tell them they're more than welcome to have this hole. I've caught enough fish for the day for sure. But it was nice of them to move on. Not that I cared, but sometimes people will just get in on top of you. This is probably one of the only days I wouldn't have cared. Dang, they're hitting, but they're hitting light. I think being this close to the campsite, these fish have gotten more pressure. There we go. Oh, that's a better bow right there. That might be the fish of the day right there. Oh, arm's getting tired. Nah, he's not that big. He's not that big. I think these guys want to get in here, and I'm gonna bow out here in a second anyway. So I'll make a half dozen or so, see if I pick anything up. There's one. Not a bad bow. I'm getting so tired it's hard to think right now. Can't get my mouth moving. Ah, that was a good take. All right, I want to get 6 casts in here, fish or no fish, and then we'll call it a day. I got to get going. It's so hard to leave fish when you're catching them like this. There's one right along the edge of that water there. 2. Go. Got one on the 3rd cast. And I think we're just gonna make this the last fish of the day. We've caught enough. We've done enough damage. These guys are here. They want to fish. I'm gonna probably give them a couple of these eggs. Tell them have at it. All right, that's the last one. All right, well, I'm gonna call it there. That was pretty phenomenal. That was a ton of fish. I don't even know, 40, 50, maybe more. Who knows? I doubt they'll all make it into the video. There's just so many. But yeah, I just talked to some guys, one from Charlotte, one from Asheville. Nice guys. They're setting up camp at that campsite, so they were chomping at the bit to get in there and fish. And so I didn't wear it out. I left plenty in there for them. So gave them some pink eggs. They were super excited because they said that's what they always get up here. They try to come up here every year for DH, and you know they're going to hammer it. So I think they're gonna have a good time tomorrow or this evening when they get set up. So I'm making my way back to the truck. A little bit of a walk. It is getting cold. It's really going to get cold. I think those guys are in for a cold night of camping, but they seem well prepared. So yeah, make my way back, and I got to get up the mountain and get ready for Thanksgiving dinner. So cool little waterfall there. But man, had a great time. It's good to see these streams in North Carolina fishing this well, especially with all the hurricane flooding and everything. And I know this area here, Robbinsville, didn't get hit as bad, just a little localized flooding, nothing like Asheville in that area. But economically, they're still hit pretty hard. And a lot of the hatcheries got hit, so stocking was very minimal this year. I think they're gonna stock one other time here on Big Snowbird, and then that's it for the year, because they gotta close down some hatcheries, make some improvements and all that. So definitely come on out here and check it out. Give these guys some business here in Robbinsville. Don't forget it is North Carolina, so get your North Carolina license. But other than the license, if you're coming from Tennessee side, you got to come over the Skyway to get here. So you know, stop by the shop, grab some flies. I got a good idea of what they're after now, so more than happy to get you set up with some flies and other stuff and get you some directions up here to the DH. So yeah, all in all, awesome day. Well, we're gonna head back. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you have a good Thanksgiving, or it'll be past tense. I'm sure this video won't come out until later, a few days after Thanksgiving. So hope you guys had a good one, and we're gonna try to do some more DH videos for Tellico, but definitely check out Snowbird if you need a alternative to the Tellico. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.